is 10:32 Scott Buckley. And U-Class getaway. Pretty even start there, but coming out the advantage, U87, Dyson Delahunty. Bit of a jump start there from Steve Stokes. Very jump start from Steve Stokes. And he had the finger pointed at him by the clerk of the course. Away go the S-Class. Good start there from NZ1. But a better start from S16, Joel Giddy. Waiting for the trucks to get away. Then Rana Horan, yeah, well, it's a bit of a no-brainer. So Scott Buckley, he's gone, 10:32. Look at the U-Class, still U87, Dyson Delahunty. Go back to U83, Scott Munro. U14, Dean Edgecombe. U51, Mike Alexander. Class 1 at Steve Stokes, who made a very jump start, methinks. So does the clerk of the course. Go back to 180, Mike Fraser. 150, John Morgan. 131, Alan Scott. 151, Sean Russell. 109, Alan Hilliam. And it's Joel Giddy, Carl Reutemann. Go back to Ben Thomason. Rana Horan already up at the tail enders in the S-Class. So 899, 808, 875 and 898. At the rear of the S-Class, Mike Small, 2 up as usual, S88. Second in Class 8, 808, Mike Preston, 875. Mike Cox, 898, Grant Rosenberg. Still leading U-Class, it's U87, Dyson Delahunty. From Scott Munro, Dion Edgecombe, Mike Alexander. In Class 1 it's Steve Stokes. With the very previous start, go back to Mike Fraser. 150, John Morgan. Sean Russell in 4th. Joel Giddy well clear of S22. Carl Reutemann in S-Class. Rana Horan running away from the Class 8 field. Dyson Delahunty, U87 still leading U-Class, but U83 Scott Munro not far behind him. Gap back to U14 Dion Edgecombe, and further back U51 Mike Alexander. Class 1, still 111, Steve Stokes. Mike Fraser, 180, go back to 150, John Morgan. Goes thundering past Dion Edgecombe. So the Class 1's already up and amongst the Class U's. Sean Russell running 4th. Rana Horan up the inside of Carl Reutemann. Carl must have thought, what the heck was that? Well, that was a Class 8 Thunder truck, Carl. S16 Joel Giddy has dropped back. Don't see where he's had an incident somewhere. That's dropped him back. S16 Joel Giddy dropped back to 3rd behind Ben Thomason. So much happening out there, can't see everything, but Joel Giddy has dropped back to 3rd. Scott Buckley, 10:32, running his own race, Class 10, the only Class 10. He's high at the front. U87, Dyson Delahunty. Well, he's opened up a considerable gap now on U83, Scott Munro, as the Class 1s come through. Still Steve Stokes, Mike Fraser, 180, not far behind Steve. Carl Reutemann, he's leading the S-Class from the next one through, NZ1. Ben Thomason. S16, Joel Giddy. Well, he's quite some distance. We're back now in third spot. Still second in Class 8, 808. Mike Preston from 875, Mike Cox. Scott Buckley up the inside of 898. Grant Rosenberg. Dyson Delahunty still leading well clear of the opposition, but here come the Class 1s. Will this affect the orders? They try to get past Dyson Delahunty. Steve Stokes leading Class 1 from 180, Mike Fraser, 150, John Morgan. Second in U-Class, still U83, Scott Munro. Go back to the U14, Dion Edgecombe. And U51, Mike Alexander. Joel Giddy, well, Joel might have a problem with that car because he's dropping further and further back. Still third in that class. Head of U88, Mike Small. There's Mike, U88. 131, Alan Scott. Scott Buckley still way clear of the rest of the field, but here they come. Wheel banging, wheel banging. Oh, look at this, Mike Fraser and Steve Stokes. And Mike Fraser just is he going to get through? Can he hang on to it? Stokes looks to come back up the inside, but Fraser's got it. John Morgan's losing a bit of ground there as he gets through traffic, still in third. And Mike Fraser's taken over the lead in Class 1. Well, you'd have to say that's a little bit of justice after Steve Stokes and Triple One made a rather premature start. Mike Fraser, well, there was a little bit of wheel banging as they came down the front straight here. Fraser got through. You can see he was really determined. Second in Class 8, still 808, Mike Preston. '09, Alan Hilliam, Mike Small, Mike Cox. Here's the man who's leading the pack at the moment, 10:32, Scott Buckley, but here comes Mike Fraser. Steve Stokes has not given up. John Morgan losing a bit of ground, but here comes Rana Horan. Well, game on. Rana gets in amongst the Class 1s. He's right in behind John Morgan. Sean Russell, fourth in the class, 151, Sean Russell. Mike Fraser's opened a wee bit of a gap now on Steve Stokes. Rana Horan's got faster. John Morgan. He sets out in pursuit of the flying Class 1s in front of him. Alan Hilliam, Mike Small, Mike Cox. There's the race leader. Doesn't really matter, it's only class racing. Scott Buckley, there goes Class 1 leader, Mike Fraser. Second, Steve Stokes leading Class 8. Rana Horan, third in Class 1, 150 John Morgan, leading U Class by a considerable margin now, U87, Dyson Delahunty. Alan Scott well down the field in Class 1. Sean Russell will be fourth in Class 1. Second in, first in Class S somewhere, Ben Thomason has found a little bit more urge. He's got past Carl Reutemann. Carl might have got tied up in traffic. Mike Alexander, U51 there. But Ben Thomason now takes over the lead in S class. Carl Reutemann comes back. Down the big guys go, up the infield straight. Oh, look what's in that pack. X16, Joel Giddy, still third in S class, but a long way back. Scott Buckley, lights ablaze, he'll come through first. But here comes Mike Fraser. Got Mike Cox in there. Third in Class 8 as the Class 8 leader comes monstering up behind him. Rana Horan, Steve Stokes. John Morgan third in class. At least those three have put a lap on 109 Alan Hilliam. Fourth in the Class 151, Sean Russell. And leading Class S, it's starting to get away from Carl Reutemann too. This track's starting to suit Ben Thomason. So Ben Thomason, NZ1 leading Class S from S22, Carl Reutemann. Still Dyson Delahunty miles away in U class from U83, Scott Munro, U14, Dion Edgecombe. Those two not far away from each other. Duck. 898. Grant Rosenberg second in Class 8, 808. Mike Preston. S16, Joel Giddy. Here they come, the big kids. Look out, Scott Buckley. One either side. Oh, Scott got a bit of a tap there from Rana Horan, and it's kicked the wheel off Scott Buckley's car. Oh, Rana, you bully. Steve Stokes drifting back from Mike Fraser. So that's a very disappointing finish for Scott Buckley. Got a bit of a touch there from Rana Horan and just plucked the wheel right off the left, right from the right front. Seen it sailing into the distance. That's a shame for Scott Buckley. Didn't deserve to end like that. Meanwhile, back to the race. Battle for line honours between 180, Mike Fraser at 899, Rana Horan. They're not racing each other for class, but you always want to be the guy that wins the race. But there's the gap. You can see the second in Class 8, still 808, Mike Preston from Rana Horan. Rana Horan looks to have dropped his pace a wee bit too. Decided he doesn't really want to race Mike Fraser because Mike Fraser's Joe crazy, man. There's Mike, 180, Rana Horan, 899. Comfortably leading his class. He doesn't need to battle with Mike Fraser, not really. Steve Stokes, second in Class 1, 111. Leading Class U, U87, Dyson Delahunty. .109 Alan Hilliam back down the pack. 151 Sean Russell running in fourth. Mike Small running at the tail of the S-Class field, still running. S22 Carl Reutemann. Hello. Reutemann now takes over the lead in Class S because stopped on the infield is NZ1 Ben Thomason. So Thomason out of the race. That's put Carl Reutemann back in the lead. We'll move Joel Giddy, U16, up and back up to second. Disappointing end for Ben Thomason. He'd come back to take over the lead in the class. Rana Horan going slowly. Very slowly indeed. well, right, where is 808 Mike Preston? Looking around the field, there's Mike just coming down through the infield, but Rana Horan going slowly, was leading the Class 8. Sean Russell, his 151, his car's gone off song. So I wonder if Alan Hillian can pull back a place. So I think Alan was back in 5th in the class behind Sean Russell. So there's the S-Class leader, Carl Reutemann, S22. Another one of the UTV stops at the Dunfield there, can't see who that is. There's Mike Alexander. There's Mike Preston. Well, he must see that, well, he won't have seen yet, but Rana Horan going very, very, very slowly, barely moving. And coming up is 808 Mike Preston. Mike Preston, well, there's no doubt about it. Mike Preston will now take over the lead from Rana Horan. Rana Horan has come to a stop at 8.99. So Big Black out of the race. So Mike Preston inherits the lead in Class 8. Wow, what a game of changing fortunes this off-road racing is it not? Sean Russell sounds a bit more healthy than it did last lap. 151 Sean Russell, 109 Alan Hilliam. It's U83 Scott Munro looking around for U87 Dyson Delahunty. Where is Dyson? Was leading the cast by a country mile. But they're starting to drop like flies. Oh, dear me, Alan Scott, that was a little bit wayward. Here's Mike Alexander, there's Mike Small, there's the new Class 8 leader, Mike Preston. There's Joel Getty, there's the race leader, the Class 1 leader, Mike Fraser, but still coming back. And right at the end of the race, from 111, Steve Stokes, as Mike Fraser gets a little bit tied up in traffic. And it looks like we have lost U87 Dyson Delahunty. I wonder if that's him I can see parked over the entry to the final corner. Well, Sean Russell's car has gone sick again. So Grant Rosenberg crosses the line behind him. Come on, Alan Hilliam, last lap. So I think that man there, U83, Scott Munro, may have taken over the lead in U-Class. Rana Horan, well, he's moving again, but Don Preston's got past him. U14, Dan Edgecombe, I think will go up to second in U-Class. And leading the S-Class S22, Carl Reutemann. Alan Scott, there's the man who could take the win. Oh, dear me, that's a win in Class 1 going to, I'm going to say that's went to 111 by a whisker.